Introduction. The following short book discusses the importance of adhering to the teachings of the Holy Quran and the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and avoiding religious innovations. This discussion is based on Chapter 2 Al-Baqarah, verses 208 to 209 of the Holy Quran.
O you who have believed, enter into Islam completely and perfectly, and do not follow the footsteps of Satan. Indeed, he is to you a clear enemy. But if you slip, deviate after clear proofs have come to you, then know that Allah is exalted in might and wise.
Implementing the lessons discussed will aid one to adopt positive characteristics. Adopting positive characteristics leads to peace of mind and body. Guidance vs Innovations. Chapter 2 Al-Baqarah, verses 208 to 209.
O you who have believed, enter into Islam completely and perfectly, and do not follow the footsteps of Satan. Indeed, he is to you a clear enemy. But if you slip, deviate after clear proofs have come to you, then know that Allah is exalted in might and wise.
When Allah, the Exalted, calls upon the believers within the Holy Quran, His call is often connected to actualizing their verbal claim of faith. This is because a verbal claim of faith without actions has very little value in Islam. Actions are the proof and evidence one is required to obtain, so that they obtain reward and mercy in both worlds. Just like a fruit-bearing tree is only useful when it produces fruit, similarly, faith is only useful when it produces good actions. Chapter 2 Al-Baqarah, verse 208.
O you who have believed, enter into Islam completely and perfectly.
This indicates that a Muslim must combine both parts of Islam, meaning internal faith supported by outward actions. These actions involve using the blessings one has been granted in ways pleasing to Allah, the Exalted, as outlined in the Holy Quran and the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. In fact, the very definition of a Muslim is the one who has physically submitted to Allah, the Exalted. Therefore, there is no such thing as a Muslim who does not practice Islam, as failing to practice on Islam contradicts the very definition of the word Muslim. The main verse also warns Muslims of avoiding the attitude whereby they pick and choose what aspects of Islam to follow and which ones to ignore, depending on their desires. This is the person who treats Islam like a coat and therefore puts it on and takes it off whenever they desire. This person does not obey or worship Allah, the Exalted. Instead, they only obey and worship their own desires. Chapter 25 Al-Furqan, verse 43.
Have you seen the one who takes as his God his own desire?
In fact, picking and choosing what parts of Islam to follow and ignore has been described as disbelieving in parts of divine revelation, even though a Muslim may claim to believe in the entire Holy Quran. Chapter 2 Al-Baqarah, verses 84 to 85.
And recall when we took your covenant, saying, do not shed your, i.e. each other's blood, or evict one another from your homes. Then you acknowledged this while you were witnessing. Then you are those same ones who are killing one another and evicting a party of your people from their homes, cooperating against them in sin and aggression. And if they come to you as captives, you ransom them, although their eviction was forbidden to you. So do you believe in part of the scripture, and disbelieve in part? Then what is the recompense for those who do that among you, except disgrace in worldly life, and on the day of resurrection they will be sent back to the severest of punishment. And Allah is not unaware of what you do.
The one who therefore picks and chooses what to follow of Islamic teachings according to their desires, is only inviting disgrace upon themselves in both worlds. The very worldly things they obtain by compromising on Islamic teachings will become a source of stress, misery, and trouble for them in both worlds, even if they experience moments of fun and entertainment, as they cannot escape the control of Allah, the Exalted. And as their attitude will encourage them to misuse the blessings they have been granted, it will further increase their trouble, stress, and difficulties in both worlds. Chapter 9 at Tawbah, verse 82.
So let them laugh a little, and then weep much as recompense for what they used to earn.
Chapter 20 Taha, verses 124 to 126.
And whoever turns away from my remembrance, indeed he will have a depressed, i.e. difficult life, and we will gather, i.e., raise him on the day of resurrection blind. He will say, My Lord, why have you raised me blind while I was once seeing? Allah will say, Thus did our signs come to you, and you forgot, i.e., disregarded them, and thus will you this day be forgotten.
The one who picks and chooses which Islamic teachings to follow or ignore according to their desires is following in the footsteps of their sworn enemy, the devil, as he was the first person to behave in this manner, when he rejected the command of Allah the Exalted to show respect to the Holy Prophet Adam, peace be upon him. Chapter 2 Al-Baqarah, verse 208.
O you who have believed, enter into Islam completely and perfectly, and do not follow the footsteps of Satan. Indeed, he is to you a clear enemy.
The one who follows the footsteps of the devil will never obtain peace of mind and success, in either this world or the next. Another aspect of following the footsteps of the devil is when one acts on religious innovations which are not rooted in the two sources of guidance, the Holy Quran and the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. The more one acts on other sources of religious knowledge, even if they lead to good deeds, the less they will act on the two sources of guidance, which in turn leads to misguidance. This is why the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, has warned in a hadith found in Sunan Abu Dawood, number 4606, that any matter which is not rooted in the two sources of guidance will be rejected by Allah the Exalted. In fact, the main verse under discussion was specifically revealed when a group of companions, may Allah be pleased with them, who were formerly Jews or Christians, desired to continue acting on the teachings of their former religion, which did not contradict Islamic teachings. This has been discussed in Tafsir al-Qurtubi, Volume 1, page 531. In addition, the more one acts on other sources of religious knowledge, the more they will begin to act on things which contradict the teachings of Islam. This is how the devil leads people astray, step by step. For example, a person facing difficulties will be advised to perform certain spiritual exercises which contradict and challenge the teachings of Islam. As this person is ignorant and has a habit of acting on other sources of religious knowledge, they will easily fall into this trap and begin to perform spiritual exercises that directly challenge the teachings of Islam. They will even begin to believe things about Allah, the Exalted, and the universe which contradict the teachings of Islam also, such as believing people or supernatural creatures can control their destiny, as their knowledge is taken from other than the two sources of guidance. Some of these misguided practices and beliefs are clear disbelief, such as practicing black magic. Chapter 2 Al-Baqarah, verse 102.
It was not Solomon who disbelieved, but the devils disbelieved, teaching people magic, and that which was revealed to the two angels at Babylon, Harut and Marut. But they, i.e., the two angels, do not teach anyone unless they say, We are a trial, so do not disbelieve, by practicing magic.
So a Muslim can lose their faith without even realizing it, as they have the habit of acting on other sources of religious knowledge. This is why acting on religious innovations, which are not rooted in the two sources of guidance, is following in the footsteps of the devil. Chapter 2 Al-Baqarah, verse 208.
O you who have believed, enter into Islam completely and perfectly, and do not follow the footsteps of Satan. Indeed, he is to you a clear enemy.
As indicated in verse 209, the key to avoiding following in the footsteps of the devil is to learn and act on the Holy Quran and the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. The more one does this, the more they will use the blessings they have been granted in ways pleasing to Allah, the Exalted. This leads to protection from the devil and peace of mind in both worlds. Chapter 15 Al-Hijr, verse 42.
Indeed, my servants, no authority will you have over them, except those who follow you of the deviators.
And chapter 16 and now, verse 97.
Whoever does righteousness, whether male or female, while he is a believer, we will surely cause him to live a good life, and we will surely give them their reward in the hereafter according to the best of what they used to do.
And chapter 5 Al-Ma'idah, verses 15 to 16.
There has come to you from Allah a light and a clear book, by which Allah guides those who pursue His pleasure to the ways of peace, and brings them out from darknesses into the light by His permission, and guides them to a straight path.
And chapter 2 Al-Baqarah, verse 209.
But if you slip, deviate after clear proofs have come to you.
Therefore, no person is left with any excuses, as the clear proofs of the Holy Quran and the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, have been granted to mankind and are, in this day and age, easily accessible to most people. The one who ignores learning and acting on Islamic teachings will not escape the power of Allah, the Exalted, and they will face the consequences of their choice and actions in both worlds. This is a major reason why many Muslims fail to obtain peace of mind, as they fail to learn and act on Islamic teachings, so that they use the blessings they have been granted in ways pleasing to Allah, the Exalted. As Allah, the Exalted, controls their spiritual hearts, the abode of peace of mind, they will never find peace of mind. Chapter 53 and Name, verse 43.
And that it is He who makes one laugh and weep.
And chapter 2 Al-Baqarah, verse 209.
But if you slip, i.e. deviate, after clear proofs have come to you, then know that Allah is exalted in might.
But as Allah, the Exalted, is also all-wise, He alone can provide the code of conduct needed for people to achieve protection from the devil and his many traps, so that people can obtain peace of mind. This code of conduct is based on the teachings of the Holy Quran and the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Therefore, one must behave as a wise patient who accepts an ACTS on the medical advice of their doctor, as they know it is best for their mental and physical well-being, even though they are prescribed bitter medicines and a strict diet plan. But in this case, a human doctor can make mistakes, whereas Allah, the Exalted, is all-wise, and accepting and acting on what He has prescribed will only ever lead to peace of mind and success in both worlds. Chapter 2 Al-Baqarah, verse 209.
But if you slip, i.e. deviate, after clear proofs have come to you, then know that Allah is exalted in might and wise.
And chapter 10 Yunus, verse 57.
O mankind, there has come to you instruction from your Lord, and healing for what is in the breasts, and guidance and mercy for the believers.
Over 400 free ebooks, audiobooks, infographics, podcasts and blogs available on our website, www.shaykhpod.com.